Hello my fellow YDDs, welcome to a new video. And of course, I think 2 days ago now, yeah, on Thursday, we of course got the reveal for Mortal Kombat 1. And Mortal Kombat 12, Mortal Kombat 1, which I think is kind of a stupid name because now we have Mortal Kombat 1992, the game. Then we have Mortal Kombat 1995, the movie. Then we have Mortal Kombat 2021, the movie. And of course, all of those things you would call Mortal Kombat 1 because, of course, Mortal Kombat 1992 had sequels, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, whatever. 1995 had a sequel, Annihilation, so you can call that Mortal Kombat 1. And then Mortal Kombat 2021 is also getting a sequel, which is going to be called Mortal Kombat 2, which means you would have to call this one Mortal Kombat 1. But now there's a new game coming out called Mortal Kombat 1, and it's going to confuse people. And I just think this name was unnecessary. Like, if you didn't want to call it Mortal Kombat 12, then call it, like, Mortal Kombat something else. Subtitle. Whatever. Just something. Something that isn't Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat 1. That isn't going to confuse people. Now, of course, I did my trailer reaction, which you can watch right up here. It's also in the link in the description, so watch that. And, of course, I did my breakdown of just initially what I saw in that trailer. But since then, of course, other details have come out. So if you guys aren't super into the news side of Mortal Kombat and aren't getting caught up to date with every single little thing that comes out on social media or whatever, then this is a good video to watch just to get the gist of everything that we know so far. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the thing that everyone's going to want to know first and foremost, and that's who is on the main roster. We have 9 characters confirmed, and those characters are Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Kitana, Mileena, Liu Kang, Raiden, some people didn't think it was Raiden, but it is Raiden, Kung Lao, Shang Tsung, and Johnny Cage. He was not in the trailer, so if you didn't know, he's actually going to be in the game. He was revealed through the different editions of Mortal Kombat 1. There's the standard edition, and then there's the premium edition, which will give you access to a Jean-Claude Van Damme, the actor from Bloodsport, which is the movie that inspired Mortal Kombat, and he is the actor that inspired Johnny Cage, and he's going to be playing Johnny Cage in this game as its own separate skit, not like just the main Johnny Cage, not like Ronda Rousey as Sonya. At least I don't think. Which Johnny Cage kind of derails the whole story I thought this game was going with, which now that we're on it, we might as well talk about what is the story going to be from this game, at least from what we get in the trailer. And I thought that it was Great Kung Lao era, and that we were all going to see characters that were alive during that era, or characters similar to characters that we all know and love who were alive in that era. But with Johnny Cage being a confirmed main roster character, there's 2 different explanations. One is that this is an ancestor of Johnny Cage, and he just shares the same name because name recognition, I guess, and that it's going to be basically a completely different character and nothing like how we know Johnny Cage normally. Or, second explanation, is that it's not Great Kung Lao and that we're in some other era, some other time period. If I had to bet money on it, I would probably say it's the second one. Also, Shang Tsung is going to be a part of this game, and he comes through a fiery portal, which makes me think that maybe this is the Shang Tsung from the Aftermath ending. I talked about this in my reaction video, but I haven't seen a lot of people actually saying that this is the case, and just saying, hey, this is the Shang Tsung from Aftermath, so I'm not sure if, like, this is the Shang Tsung from this new era, from this new timeline, or if this is the Shang Tsung from the end of Aftermath, in Shang Tsung's ending, and he's somehow going over to this timeline, even though the logic of that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because there's only one hourglass, right? So, like, how do both hourglasses that both Shang Tsung and Liu Kang manipulate at the same time? But that doesn't make any sense. This is only one hourglass, so they can't manipulate 2 different hourglasses at the same time. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, so I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on, but we'll have to wait and see. Apparently, there's a gameplay reveal on Wednesday. Of course, that's gameplay, so we're probably not going to get a lot of story stuff, but I don't know. Maybe. We'll probably have some character reveals, and that might sort some things out for what we know about the story in this game. Now, the big thing that everyone is talking about, the big new feature that's going to be a part of this game, they haven't really talked about gear or variations, so we have no idea if that's going to be a part of it. But the big new mechanic for the gameplay system is Cameo fighters, and I've seen a lot of concern around this, and I'm not that concerned about this new feature. Well, first of all, I should probably talk about what it is. Basically, from what I can tell, Cameo fighters are basically just assist characters like how you would have in the Towers of Time towers that you'd play in Mortal Kombat 11, where you would select a character to assist you and they would pop in, do a move that can like extend a combo, start a combo, end a combo, something like that, and then they would leave. I think that's what's going on. And basically the concern people have is that there's going to be a separate roster for the main roster and the assist roster or the cameo roster. And people are afraid that characters that haven't gotten a lot of recognition or haven't been featured a lot in recent games are just going to be subjected to cameo rosters. So mostly 3D era characters, and that's what people are afraid of, is that they're just going to be assists and not main roster characters. I'm not too concerned about it because I'm fairly certain there's going to be quite a bit of 3D era characters on the main roster. Just looking at where the story is headed, I'm not really sure if any new NRS characters or old classic characters, I'm not really sure how many of them can be included in this game with it fitting the whole aesthetic. The 3D era kind of had more of a fantasy vibe when it came to its characters, so I think we have a good chance of seeing a lot of 3D era characters in this more fantasy type of world that we're now set in. Now, right now, we don't really know whether the main roster and the assist roster are completely separate, have some overlap, or complete overlap. So that means that the main roster either has none of the assist roster characters and all of the assist characters are completely separate and won't be on the main roster, or if some of the main roster characters will be a part of the assist roster and vice versa, or if all of the main roster characters are going to be assist characters and all of the assist characters are going to be main roster characters. So we don't really know what's going on with that. I personally would prefer, of course, the third option, because then you can just play as everyone, and that would be nice. But if I would have to guess what they're actually going to go with, it'll probably be the second option. So there's going to be some characters on the main roster, some characters on the assist roster, and some of them on both, which, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But if I had to guess which one they're actually going to go with, it'll probably be the second option. So some will be both, some will be just assist roster, and some will be just main roster, which I guess makes sense because from the trailer, there is clearly going to be certain characters who are way too popular to just be on the assist roster, like Sub-Zero or Mileena, who are going to be assisting in some way because every single character has a pairing in the trailer. There's Kung Lao and Raiden. There's Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Kitana and Mileena. So, of course, there's going to have to be some assisting there. I think that's kind of what they're trying to convey. But characters like Raiden, Mileena, Sub-Zero, they're not going to be just assist characters. That would be ridiculous. I mean, it would be interesting if they were, but, like, I think there would be way too many people angry if that happened. So I don't think NRS is stupid enough to do that. Or maybe they are. I don't know. Now, going forward, I'm going to be talking about some leaks and rumors, so if you guys do not want to be spoiled, then I would recommend clicking off this video and watching one of my other videos. Unless you've watched every single one of my videos, in which case, go watch my second channel videos. Link will be in the description, and also right up here. Yeah, right up there. And if you watch all of those videos, then just rewatch everything. Now, the only time I'll talk about leaks on this channel is when I do think they are credible. Of course, if it doesn't come from an official source, it'll never be 100% guaranteed to happen, so take everything I say from now on with a grain of salt. But here are the leaks that have happened so far for Mortal Kombat 1. Now, the biggest leak that's happened for Mortal Kombat 1 so far is an Italian Amazon listing revealing who is going to be in Combat Pack 1. And those characters are, don't want to be spoiled, it's your last chance. Click off this video, leave. Those characters are Takeda, Ermac, Quan Chi, Omni-Man, Homelander, and Peacemaker. And what are my thoughts on that Combat Pack 1? Trash! Just trash. First of all, we have 3 guest characters. That's half. That's half of the characters featured in the first Combat Pack being guest characters. And I understand that's how it was in Mortal Kombat 11 as well, but that doesn't mean it was good in Mortal Kombat 11 either. I don't like this. And those 3 characters are more so just 2 characters, but another one is taking up a slot because Omni-Man and Homelander are like they have the same powers. Laser eyes, flying, super strength, whatever. They have the same abilities. So why are they 2 separate characters? I would understand if maybe Omni-Man or Homelander was a skin for the other, but they're separate characters. Why? Why? With Peacemaker, it's just lame. Like, these characters, I don't see them like fitting within the atmosphere that this game has. Like, I mean, with the previous Mortal Kombat games, I feel like all of the guest characters sort of fit the vibe you got from the game overall. Like Mortal Kombat X, you had a bunch of horror characters because that game was like dark and dreary, and then Mortal Kombat 11 had comic book characters. You had like action hero characters and stuff like that. Then it kind of fit Mortal Kombat 11 a bit better. With this game, why is this game, which seems a bit more fantasy-like opposed to the other games, like, why do they have these comic book characters? Like, I don't know, someone more like medieval or something, or like grounded, I guess. I think that would make more sense, but whatever, I guess this is what we're going with. Of course, take this with a grain of salt. Maybe I'm getting too angry too early. Now, along with who is going to be in Combat Pack 1, they also revealed the first DLC set of Cameo fighters, and those characters were Movado, 3D era character, concerned some people. I don't really care about Movado, so it's not something I'm super upset about. Chameleon, Tremor, Farah, not Ferrator, just Farah, and the weirdest one, Johnny Cage. This one kind of supports the theory that some characters will be just assist characters, some characters will be just main roster, and then some, like this Johnny Cage example, would be both. So, yeah. Of course, if this leak is true, I've seen some people saying this leak isn't true. They've heard insiders say something like the Combat Kids won't actually exist in this timeline, so Takeda from the Combat Pack 1 can't exist, which, if that's true, if it's true that the Combat Kids will not be featured in this timeline, then that would be a huge win. Another kind of leak, I guess, that happened is that Sonya and Kano were kinda revealed, I guess. I don't know. People were freaking out about this on Twitter and saying Sonya and Kano are confirmed for Mortal Kombat 1, because I think when you searched up Mortal Kombat 1, Sonya and Kano were like under like the Mortal Kombat 1 website as like, I don't know, keywords or something. I don't really know how Google or any of that stuff works, but people were like freaking out about it. I would take this with a huge like bucket of salt, because while the characters probably will be in the game, I don't think this is the reason why. Isn't the whole way Google works is that stuff like that is just based off of user inputs? I don't know how it works, but I don't really believe this is confirmation of Sonya and Kano. Now, something I want to bring up is something that is very interesting that I want to talk about is something Ed Boon said in the closing months of 2022 when he was doing all of those like ask me questions about whatever, Q&A, ask me anything, whatever. He was doing those, and someone asked, is Draman going to be in Mortal Kombat 12? And Ed Boon responded, as a main fighter, probably not. Now, what's interesting about this is that he specified main fighter, and what we now know about Mortal Kombat 1 is that there's going to be assist characters and the main roster. So, is it possible that he may have just confirmed Draman is going to be a cameo fighter before we knew what cameo fighters was? I think it's pretty interesting. Keep that in mind. If Draman gets revealed, that'd be pretty sick, honestly. Draman needs to come back. Draman and Moloch together. They're such cool characters. I wish people would see the potential, but they don't. It's really frustrating. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is the engine Mortal Kombat 1 is using. And it's not Unreal Engine 5. It's not even Unreal Engine 4. It's still using Unreal Engine 3, which is what Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat, I think even 9 used, which is kind of crazy. Now, the graphics in the trailer look amazing, but you also got to recognize that the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer, the graphics looked amazing in that. Is that what the game looked like? No. Now, the graphics of the game are really, really good. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as good as what the trailer showed. And especially with Mortal Kombat X. The graphics were really, really good in that trailer. In the actual game, definitely not that good. So, how much of a downgrade are we going to get from this trailer to the actual gameplay, which is supposedly going to be revealed next week, next Wednesday, during the PlayStation Showcase? I don't know, but I'm holding out hope that the graphics will look really, really good. Maybe not as good as the trailer, because I think that's just unrealistic expectations, but I hope it's an upgrade, a substantial upgrade from Mortal Kombat 11. And that's pretty much it for everything we know about Mortal Kombat 1, plus some leaks and rumors that may or may not be true, but that I just wanted to talk about in case they actually end up being true, and then you guys will know about it already. Hooray. Awesome. I can say that I told you so, I guess, even though for most of them I said quite a few times that you should take it with a grain of salt, and that I didn't even believe some of the stuff that they were saying in it, so whatever. When this stuff happens, then just ignore all that and say I predicted it, because that's totally what happened. But yeah, my thoughts on all this is that I am very, very excited for this game. I get that there's some things to be concerned about, but you know what? We haven't had a Mortal Kombat game in 4 years, and we had like zero communication from NRS, which was just frustrating, but hey, we finally have something, so I'm just glad about that. And I think if they're going to take so much time just on this one game, 4 years for one game, which is never something NRS has done before, then I think obviously they would have had to think through a lot of things, hopefully, and also just had a lot of time to work on it and refine it. So I would assume that this game is going to be pretty good and that we don't really have too much to be concerned about. But of course, you never know. Gameplay is being revealed next week. So let's hold out hope and hope that the gameplay is good and that as we get more stuff revealed, that everything works out fine and dandy. But that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, give this video a like, comment down below your thoughts on Mortal Kombat 1. That's about it for this video, my fellow oddities. I'll see you next time.